All right, what's going on, everyone? We are live on a Sunday, the same, well, not quite the same time. I had to delay it. Oh my God, I'm like 10 minutes late my normal time, 5 minutes late my scheduled time. I don't even believe anyone's still hanging around after this. I guess we'll see how many people stay. But thank you guys for being here. We're going to talk a little bit of video games, a little bit of DC, a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of everything. And today, I have with me my friend, the Pepe Clown, Lethal Lightning. Lethal, what's going on?
I'm actually the Australian Samurai. That's the name I'm going by now, but I'm good. Thank you. How are you, sir?
Do you have your stuff, or are you still like shirtless after waking up?
I've got it. Do you want me to plug my camera in?
Yeah.
All right, give me a minute.
Let's see the Australian Samurai. Let's see the Aussie Samurai. I'll take a look and say hi to chat. So the first thing I see is a super chat from Fat Steven Seagal. Beat up Ryan Johnson for Canadian $2. You know, you can only change your name so many times, Fat Steven Seagal. You're gonna be stuck with them one of these times. I'm practicing my blue steel just for you, Ryan. Well, thank you, Fat Steven Seagal. Looking forward to see blue steel. Looking forward to see that from you. Brian King's in the chat. Trey Courtney's in the chat. Ice Pick Joey. Without respect, we reject. Che Turo is here. J Rex. Adam, channel member Adam is here. Aaron is here. The Hitman. Benzo, one of my awesome mods. And another one of my awesome mods, my nerdy home right there. Oh my God. Look at that fabulous outfit we have going on.
Samurai. Behold. Look at it. I tighten it. I can loosen it. I just need to get a flute. I need to play a flute. Apart from that, Australian Samurai. I've got my Mickey in the background smoking the J. This is the way.
You felt like that helped your gameplay? Heard it? What do you think?
It absolutely improved it by 10%.
10%?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I need to get me one of those at some point then. Looks pretty dope. We've got
I'm going to leave it on.
We got Jade Shadow in the house. Looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima. You need to get it. I wish I could have played more of it. I've only played for maybe about 4 hours total, but I freaking love it. So I want to just sit down and play it all night, to be honest. Open airlock policies here. What's up, buddy? Blue-eyed Scorpio. Spirits of Toshiba is better. I have a Toshiba TV, if that counts. All right. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Ryan Johnson. Canadian $2 says, I'm seeing double 2 pale Ryans.
I'm not that pale.
Evidently you are.
It's bad lighting.
It is pretty bad lighting. That's what mine is too. I mean, I am fairly pale, but the lighting just doesn't do me any favors, to be honest.
The only way I would be pale is if you considered me a ghost of Tsushima.
Well done, sir. Well done. We've got Daiko Vaxglor here. I love the game. Yes, so do I. Lobster says, yo. What's up, Lobster? Best Buy owns Toshiba. I didn't even know that. Well, look at Peter Hahn has a little song in the chat. 5 pale Ryans, 4 hot stabs, 3 angry Jeremys. I don't know what the rest will be. You got to finish that off, though, Peter Hahn. What's the rest of the song?
260K marks.
And a Mark Cyborg's prosthetic leg. There it is. All right. Now, that is what I wanted to really start off and talk about a little bit is Ghost of Tsushima and the reaction that people are having to it. And with it coming out when it is happening, there's no way you can't compare it to The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 took its initial release date. That's when Ghost of Tsushima was supposed to release. Then Last of Us Part 2 got pushed back. Ghost got moved back a month. And this is the last PS4 exclusive game that is being released. So I mean, I've been talking about it in my past couple of videos. It seems like a lot of people are interested in it and want to hear about it. What are your thoughts, Lethal, on, you've played it more than I have, even though I've loved what I've played so far. What are your reactions to playing it? How are you liking it?
The more I play it, the more I like it. Like I said on the Gang of Geeks podcast, by that time I'd already done my in-progress review of the game, and I honestly already take back a lot of the negatives I said on that. It's just the more I play it, the more I like it. It's really, really good. But at the same time, it doesn't really do anything new. It's just so good at its execution of what it does.
Yeah, I think really the only consistent criticism I've heard has been the camera.
Yeah, the camera kind of sucks, man, to be honest with you. But you compensate for it quite a bit. And it's not always an issue, but when it is an issue, it definitely kind of breaks the immersion a bit.
Well, and I don't think it's really an issue when you just have the dodge. It's when you have the roll that I feel like it really becomes an issue. And the roll itself in general is, listen, the combat's just not easy. That's the bottom line. It's not combat where you're just going to be able to sit there and spam attacks and stuff. You actually have to pay attention to what you're doing. It's not. I think I mentioned this in my video today. I said it's not exhaustive combat, like it makes you not want to play anymore, but it's not just easy. It's not, Force Unleashed swinging a lightsaber around. It's something that you actually have to think about and is fairly difficult.
Well, the katana actually feels like a katana as opposed to a lot of Star Wars games where a lightsaber feels like a baseball bat, or a golf club's probably a better example, really. But,
a golf club, yeah.
I think what you mean with the dodge thing is sometimes you'll tap circle to do dodge, but instead Jin will do a full-on roll away.
Yes.
But in that regard, it's a little lacking there. I'll give it that. But the katana actually feels like a katana. Like you're actually slicing motherfuckers up, and you can take a few hits and die yourself.
Yeah, I think you can only take, at least near the beginning of the game, before you've really done much armor upgrade or anything. You got about 3 hits. Like that's what you get. You get 3 hits and you're dead. Depending on what hits you, maybe even less.
Yeah. Fuck them bears.
I haven't had to fight a bear yet. Have not had to fight a bear yet. So I heard you talking about it today, though.
Yeah, the bears are bastards. I feel it's kind of very Arkham-esque combat-wise, except one thing that I think it does better than Arkham is in the Arkham games, you're surrounded by people, but it seems like only 1 or 2 of you come at you at a time. This one, they got no problem coming up and attacking you from the back. They still don't fully rush you like what would really happen, but it does seem that little bit more realistic as opposed to like a Last Jedi throne room fight. It's like, why aren't they all running at him at the same time?
Well, I would say the difference is you only have the only times that you're ever going to get like the little lightning bolts that indicate someone is going to attack you in Arkham, like what happens every punch. You only get that on the unblockable attacks. You know what I mean? You only get that red, where otherwise you really have to be paying attention more than you do during Arkham gameplay, whether you're going to get hit or not from just a standard attack, Yeah,
I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong, Arkham gameplay, it's Arkham gameplay. It's amazing, but I feel this might do it just that slightly bit better.
Christina in the chat with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Christina. According to multiple credible sources, we're expecting the next Nintendo Direct to be announced around midnight or later. Evidently, there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people freaking out right now about no Nintendo Direct happening today, like the rumors were. So that's what Jeremy said in our group chat not too long ago. That there are a lot of people upset that we haven't even got the announcement yet. So we'll see, Christina. Hopefully one will be announced. There's a lot of upset Nintendo fans who are, they're stomping so loud they're waking their parents up. They're so upset that they're so upset. But let's see. I thought I saw. There it is, the Star Wars Lounge. I have not. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a while. I guess I did see you in Lethal's chat, but I hope you're doing good, Branster. Hope you're doing good, man.
Start streaming again, Branster.
Yes. And I see Joshua Sam here as well. What's up, Joshua Sam? The Grifter, hello, the Grifter. According to rumors, you fit well right here. According to rumors. So thanks for being here. And I see Abdullah Hab, servant of Allah, says, Heart, hi Ryan, how are you, brother? Hope you're doing great. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay because I get to play Ghosts of freaking Tsushima. And I did want to take a look at the Metacritic because, you know, we talked about it. Metacritic has changed what they are doing. They've changed what they're doing. Hey, this is us right here. That's not what I want to show. I want to show this. They've changed. Yeah, Hong Kong. Yeah, they have changed what they are doing. No longer can you review something right as it's released. Now you have to wait the whatever it is, about 2 days, about 48 hours to actually review the game because they didn't want review bombing like they had in The Last of Us Part 2. But as you can see, it doesn't matter. 9.2 user score, absolutely phenomenal for Ghost of Tsushima right now. Just to put that in perspective, God of War got a 9.1.
Fuck.
Right? So that kind of tells you right there. And I didn't actually look at the breakdown. We can take a look at that here, though, as far as amount of positive versus the amount of negative. Obviously, a lot of positive, not too many negative, but the smallest amount of mixed. Ghosts. This just started, I think around midnight Eastern is when you are allowed to do it. So it's been going for around 14, 15, 16 hours, something like that. But let's take a look at some of these user reviews. Again, overwhelmingly positive. This is such a great sign and really fucking sticks it to the critics who gave this game a fucking 83. The same critics that gave this dog shit a 94.
But remember all the headlines that were coming out about this one being review bombed? Only the negative ones, though. There was no one talking about the fact there was people that were creating accounts to give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, well, and you know, speaking of that, Lethal, I have something to show you. People creating accounts. Yes, people creating accounts to give it that. Real quick, Fat Steven Seagal beat up Ryan Kinel, Canadian $2. Sad news. Ryan has given up on VNex. R.I.P. V. That is a lie. This is simply what was closest to me when I came to start streaming. Literally, Lethal texted me link 5 minutes before the show was supposed to start, and I was like, "Yeah, I need to go get a drink," and I put on a shirt. So this is what you get.
Don't believe him. He's actually wearing like Hawaiian shirts and all that now. He wears slippers and robes. I've converted him. I got him good. He just puts on this persona for YouTube, but I've changed his core essence.
Nah, that's a complete fucking lie.
Twisted by the Hawaiian shirt Ryan Kendall has become.
No, that ain't happening. All right. So, but when you see here, right, there are some zeros. There's a decent amount of zeros thrown in here in the user reviews. I'll actually just go ahead and show you guys some of those. Let's see. Sort by user score. Musabaya. Sort by user score, and we'll go all the way down to...
I don't know if you saw, but when I did the Metacritic score on Gaming with Geeks, the top one is we got this covered and gave it 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to think that's pretty funny.
That is pretty good. All right, but look, there's a lot of zeros. This one says Xbox House. You know, that's obviously. Right. Let's see. Extremely repetitive, poor AI. Beautiful graphics when there are no light make game look extremely plastic thanks to poor texture quality. I really do not recommend this game. Now, this is a fairly new one, to be honest.
I would argue with 9 out of 10 of those points.
Yeah, boom. That's just a big old zero. That's the only thing this guy has reviewed. He has 2 ratings, Ryan, only 1 review.
Would you call that review bombing?
No. Of course not. No, I wouldn't call that review bombing. But you know what other people would call review bombing? Maybe something like this. That Dave guy. Ghost of Tsushima, a 0. Generic open world game number 2345, where you take over generic bases and search for boring collectibles. Nothing remarkable, and frankly does not even compare to The Last of Us 2. The only 2 other games he's reviewed, The Last of Us 2, a day before, and he did review Death Stranding on November 11th. So you got to give him credit for that, right? Got to give him credit. He at least has 1 under his belt, which is more.
I think he's very credible for a gaming journalist these days.
Well, that Dave guy, he works for Kotaku, actually.
Oh, you're joking? Oh, I wasn't being serious.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, my God. See, that's how bad it is. It's at the point where I can actually believe you.
We have another review, Asaga. Has only reviewed 2 games. The Last of Us Part 2 gave it a 10, and Ghost of Tsushima gave it a 0. Very, very strange, isn't it?
It's very, very coincidental.
This game is a mix between Assassin's Creed, Breath of the Wild, and Shadow of Mordor. A big downgrade. OMG, they lie to us. The quest sucks. There is nothing to do in this open world. And of course, a 10 for The Last of Us 2. Game of the year.
Stunning and brave.
Yes, stunning and brave. What about this one? His username is Joel is the Goat.
Well, that's ironic.
Look at this. Ghost of Tsushima, 0. Last of Us Part 2, 10. Only 2 games they've reviewed. Don't like female samurai SJW game. How can SJW Punch do this? Hashtag redo Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, my God. Some people need a fucking life.
And then his Last of Us Part 2 review, 10 out of 10. Stop crying about Joel and play the game, dumbos. It's the greatest game I have played so far.
His name is Joel is Goat.
Yeah, his name's Joel is Goat. What about this guy? We can keep going. This person has reviewed 2 other games, The Last of Us Part 2 and The Last of Us Remastered, both on the same exact day, ironically. And then gives Ghost of Tsushima a 0. Hated it. It's visually very good, but everything else had me bored out of my mind, so it's a 0. The combat gets boring and repetitive very, very quickly. Will never play again.
Peak journalism. See, that does qualify as journalism.
That's true. It is journalistic integrity. And then this is evidently someone commented and said this is like a Finnish word for like ball sack or something. Palapoju69 says, Ghost of Tsushima 0, The Last of Us Part 2, 10. What a shock. This game is nothing compared to Last of Us 2. It's basically AC Samurai Simulator.
One thing I'm want to know is why do all these reviews what does it have to do with The Last of Us? Like, I'm noticing a thing like these people say that allegedly there is no culture war, blah 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 blah. Then why the fuck do they keep bringing up a diverse game that kind of pissed off a lot of people? Why do they keep bringing up Last of Us Part 2? Why can't they just say I don't like Ghost of Tsushima? What does it have to do with Last of Us Part 2? Well, I just don't want to see Ghost, because Ghost of Tsushima is a fantastic game. In my opinion, this Palapoju69, whatever his name is, might disagree. I doubt he actually does. But I just don't want to see Ghost of Tsushima become like this figure to be used in a culture war that we are in, because this game is so good that it deserves to be celebrated just as a game itself. So I don't want to let these weirdos bring it into this.
Well, I think that it actually is. It is part of the culture war specifically because it doesn't have a message. Like, there is no agenda in this game other than a story, ironically, a story about revenge. And with absolutely no kind of, hey, telling you that this is right, or telling you that if you look like this, you're better than people or you're worse than people, anything like that crap. It's just a fucking game with some great gameplay.
And these are the same weirdos that are crying how it doesn't represent Japanese samurai culture authentically enough, which I don't recall anyone ever saying that was a selling point for this game. And yet we have all these Japanese outlets coming out going, yeah, man, this is the shit.
Right. And, with review bombing, this very clearly, I feel like, would fall into the mainstream games journalism, definition of review bombing. Looks pretty clear, especially with the games that they've reviewed in the past. But Nothing. I haven't seen anything about this. I haven't seen anything about it from Forbes, anything about it from VG 24/7 and Cuck McKean. Haven't seen anything from, GameSpot, Games Radar, nothing. Strange,
Would you like
isn't it?
to elaborate why you think that's strange for the uninitiated?
Well, it's because, right, because it's not the right type of people that are putting these negative reviews. Now, again, it's at a 9.2 right now, so not a whole lot of eyes are going to be drawn to the zeros, but mine were, because it seemed like a whole lot of zeros, and I wanted to know who exactly had a problem with this game. And it turns out that it's Last of Us 2 fans. It's people that were creating accounts just to review The Last of Us 2, just to boost it positively, review bomb it positively, just like we've all said all along. Those are the people who are giving it zeros. And as we go through here, I think it's very plain to see. But nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about all of the bigots that don't like The Last of Us 2 negative review bombing it.
And yet we're playing an Eastern game.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on, that's funny. Honk, honk.
Hong Kong. Did I send you the picture of Pepe that I saw in my neighborhood the other day?
No.
I have to send that to you later. There's literally there's a the back way entrance to my neighborhood. There was a piece of wood that was spray painted with a Pepe face and just said Viva Pepe on it, and it was leaned up against a street sign. This is a couple days ago. Uncle Chunky for Canadian, $5. Sucker Punch's reaction to negative reviews. It helps us improve and be better. Naughty Dog's reaction to negative reviews. Fuck the haters. Exactly, Uncle Chunky. And you guys know me. You've heard me talk. I'm okay with saying fuck the haters. But the problem is they think that anyone that doesn't like this game hates it because they're a bigot or a homophobe. They just can't understand that maybe people just don't like it. And that's a great point in that super chat, and one that's really not lost on a lot of people. Go ahead.
It's not really relevant, but I would really like to know what Amy Hennig thinks of Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh, I would too. I'm obviously former Naughty Dog head of everything, the one that made
Whammon.
the Whammon, the one that made it what it was before Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley outed her.
Because believe all women, except for this one, out her.
Get her out of there. We want to take over and change her brand. Raging Rhino with an Australian $7.99 super sticker. It is a pear-shaped little motherfucker saying ha ha ha. Thank you, Raging Rhino. Make sure you guys support Raging Rhino, part of the Full Aussie, part of the Raging Geek Jedi show.
He's actually coming close to 400 subscribers. He's really close. I'll drop his link in the chat. We'll push him over. We'll push him over 400. Like you said, he is part of the Full Aussie that I do. So yeah, he was on the panel with the great, beautiful Kenzie Taylor only a few nights ago. If that's not a reason to push him to 400 subs, then maybe you're a Last of Us Part 2 fanboy.
Well, I mean, to me, it seems like, he's already been pretty damn lucky being on stream with Kenzie. He doesn't need 400 subs, right? Man, it's a good trade-off. But no, seriously, subscribe to Raging Rhino. He's a great dude and makes great content. And he's got a cool cat named Charles. And also thank you to Fat Steven Seagal is under Ryan's desk. Jesus Christ. For Canadian $2 says, don't diss Joel as GOAT. He is stunning and shaved. What the fuck? Is that a dig at me? Stunning and shit because I'm not shaved? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what's going on anymore. All right. But, there you go. Jay Pratt. Oh, that is a good point, actually. Jay Pratt, Canadian, $5. A lot of Canadian super chats today. Thank you, guys. Dynamite just bent the knee and canceled Cecil's book on Indiegogo. Bold move. Let's see how it pays off.
I just saw that.
I completely disagree with what Dynamite is doing. Dynamite has made at least $200,000 off of Comicsgate. Yet now for this Cecil project, which would have made a lot of money. They've got enough unemployed, like eating cat food to make it like comics pros getting mad at them. They're not going to support you, Dynamite. They're not going to do shit for you. You're making a big mistake to cater to them. And it's very clear you still have time to change your mind. But I can tell you that if you do this, not only will those people not support you, but neither will the Comics Day people. So that puts you in a rough spot.
You just lost an audience by doing that. But it's a bold move for him, Ryan. We'll see how it plays out.
I suppose. Prime David for $20. Wow, thank you. Hey Ryan, my first super chat. Hell yeah. I just got my RK Outpost tanks. That's fucking awesome, Prime David. Looking forward to working out in them. Random off-topic question. What are your thoughts on Every Damn Day Fitness and Athlete X? Thanks for the tanks. # Abby workout. Every Damn Day Fitness. Are those YouTube channels? Those fitness YouTube channels? I'm not exact. I can't say I'm familiar with it. Let me check it out. Every Damn Day Fitness. I do think it's a YouTube channel. Yeah, they are. Well, I'm not subscribed to them, but I will subscribe to them right now, and I'll check them out. I can't say I'm familiar with them, but I do really appreciate the super chat, Prime David, and I'll subscribe to them. And Athlete X, he said, I'll subscribe to them as well. Athlete X, I think those are like, okay, I have seen Athlete X before because I've seen that dude. He's fucking ripped. Yeah. Subscribe to both those channels and check them out, and I'll let you know. Thank you, Prime David, for the super chat. I'm glad I could pop.
His gin face. That's a good gin face. That can be memed.
Yeah, it is.
When your whole friends and family get killed and you're just there like, lol.
When you're just falling to your death into a fucking river.
When you slaughter a whole camp of Mongolians but get your shit pushed in by one bear.
When you slaughter a whole camp of Mongolians and then you have a flashback to your fucking uncle being like, you have no honor. That could be that face.
Honestly, the flashbacks in that game, man, they're so good. At first I thought they were kind of annoying, but the way they play into the story is just beautiful.
They really piece together everything. And it's not like any of that is it's not like any of it's like a surprise or anything. It's just, it makes sense, but it's just good to see. Like it's really well done, I feel like. And it's, I think that, you know, when we think of Japanese like samurai culture, you think of, you know, not a lot of emotion, not letting emotion control you about, you know, things like that. So even though most of the interactions, they're not that outwardly emotional, it evokes emotion from you, if that makes sense. Yeah, which I think is pretty cool.
It's the execution of it. It's all done so well. Like when you start doing assassinations, randomly there'll just be a flashback to young Jin with his uncle, and his uncle being like, we always go toe to toe, we always look him in the eye and stuff like that. Jin just slit this guy's throat.
Yeah, like you just did this fucking epic thing where you jump from way on high, you fucking slam your sword down this motherfucker's skull and into his fucking neck as you're trying to save these people that are trapped in this village, and your uncle's just like, remember, Jin, a samurai would never do that. He looks you in the eye with respect and honor. And like young Jin's just like face is covered in blood, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he whispers to himself, he's like, there is no other way, because it has to be done.
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, it really is. Larry for $5. Fuck Dynamite Comics. They canceled Cecil's big cover on Vampirella. No more money for them. Without respect, we reject. And then a screaming Ryan and a fuck Naughty Dog. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Larry. Were
you reading any of the current Vampirella run?
No.
Oh, look, they're not going to make their money back from the writing of that series. That's for fucking sure.
I mean, I think they had a good thing going here. Now, listen, I don't even want to bring up anyone else who's working with Dynamite right now. I'll keep those thoughts to myself. But we know that there are other people right now that are close to Cecil who are working on Dynamite projects too. What does that mean for them? What does that mean for Dynamite? I think it's a bad fucking decision. It's going to cost them a lot of money, and it's not going to win you over anybody. So that's bottom line. You got to know your audience, and you can't say fuck you to your audience assuming that these other pieces of shit are going to come back to you, because they're not.
I've got to try and find this one panel I have in this one issue. It's like this even more emo version of Kylo Ren.
Grey Ghost says, dude, I don't care if Twitter Rage Mob were to ever go after it, but I can't help loving Last Samurai with Tom Cruise and Ken Watanabe. Yeah, I think a lot of people like that one.
I like it too.
People might freak out about that now. Oh, I remember some people freaking out about Matt Damon in that like Great Wall of China movie. What was that one called?
I know what you're talking about. I never watched it. But I know what you're talking about. It kind of came and went.
Yeah, but like nobody was upset about it. Guess what? The audience that was made for, they were excited to see Matt Damon in a movie. That's all they fucking cared about. Pauly D, what's up, Pauly D, for €5 says top 3 games ever, guys. Top 3 games ever. God damn, you're just gonna smack that on me.
Okay.
Just fucking whip your cock out and you're like, take it. Top 3 games ever.
About 8. There used to be this show over here called Good Game. And about 8 years ago, they did a top. It was an entire gaming show. Like they went for 30 minutes, and they did like this hour-long special where it was like people voted for the top 100 games of all time. So at the time, I logged onto the website and I voted. And from memory, the 3 games, my top 3 games that I voted for was. Oh, fuck, what were they? Star Wars Battlefront 2, the EA, not the EA one, the pandemic one.
2005.
Yep. Fallout 3 and... Oh, fuck, what was it? Kingdom Hearts 2, I think I voted as my top 3 games of all time.
I would probably go for I would probably say Nice Old Republic instead of Battlefront 2. God, top 3 games ever. All right, so it has to be personally to me.
No, sorry, I didn't vote for Kingdom Hearts. I voted for Halo 3.
Bobby Massa just said it in the chat, GoldenEye. Honestly, GoldenEye 64 was my fucking favorite game on the Nintendo 64, and the game that I played more than anything else growing up, probably. I would definitely say fucking GoldenEye. It would have to be up there. What would be my other one? Let me think about it, Paulie. Don't let me forget. Give me about 15 minutes while we're talking about this. So Benzo says Horizon Zero Dawn, KOTOR 1, and Skyrim. So someone else said one that I'm thinking about right here. And that is it this one? No. The Witcher 3 possibly.
Witcher 3 wasn't out at the time when I voted.
Witcher 3 possibly. I'm also thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2. Even though I have never replayed it, my experience in that game was pretty crazy. But let me think about it. Paulie D for another €2 says Halo 3 multiplayer took months of people's lives. Months.
Halo 3 multiplayer was nothing short of the absolute bomb diggity. It's the longest gaming session I've ever had. 25 hours. Halo 3 multiplayer is the shit.
And then Paulie D also says, hot take, Metal Gear 3 is better than 1. I'm trying to remember the storyline for Metal Gear 3. I was never a huge fan of Metal Gear 1, like the initial one. So I would probably guess towards yes. I remember playing it at my cousin's house in Texas. My one cousin that lives in Texas. I played a lot when I was down there with him because I did not have a PlayStation at the time. But all right. All right. Let's get back. I forgot we need to do a couple more of these guys because I got distracted.
I'm still trying to find this panel. I'll find it, but I'm here.
I wanted to look at this guy. This guy actually put his face on his thing, so he's a real person. Sai Sticky Blade, 3 reviews. Ghost of Tsushima 0, Last was Part 2 10, and then one day before he reviewed Ghost of Tsushima, he gave Sekiro a 1. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, he gave a 1 for some reason. Maybe just to have something else under his review before he reviewed it because he just reviewed the last
another Eastern game. Would you say he's a racist? Is this racist?
Right. I mean, look at him. He looks like
him.
Looks like Evan's brother. Let's see. What about this one? Austin 268 Ghost of Tsushima. He gave it a 1. Boring plot, good fight, terrible Japanese stylistics. Stealth compared to The Last of Us is 0. Don't recommend. Gave Last of Us Part 2 a 10.
Again, what the fuck does this have to do with Last of Us?
It doesn't compare, obviously. It doesn't compare. And then this one, I think you're gonna like, Lethal. Sora 1991.
Oh, don't play games with my heart.
Gives The Last of Us Part 2 a 10 out of 10. Good game. It gives it a 10 and then says good game. Better than the first. It's even better than Kingdom Hearts 3. This game is long and has lots of details. Ghost of Tsushima, a 1. Not the most greatest game on the planet. This game bored me. Not a good game. What do you think of your friend Sora?
Lots. Short and simple. What's it called in John Wick? Excommunicado.
Yes.
Yeah, you're out, buddy.
He's excommunicado from the Kingdom Hearts fandom.
He's done. Yeah, you're out. Kingdom Hearts 3 was not the best one, but it was there. It was the game we waited. Everyone talks about how long they were waiting for Last of Us Part 2. We laugh. Try being a Kingdom Hearts fan. You know nothing of patience. Say that to everyone that's waiting for Half-Life 3. These people know nothing of what patience is.
I mean, I feel like all Kingdom Hearts fans are children. They're not the most patient people in the world. So, I mean, that makes sense.
You just have no soul.
No, I don't. I don't understand fighting with Keyblades. I don't understand why there's 11 different versions of some fuck with yellow eyes. I don't understand why people Xehanort. I don't understand why I want to play as like with Goofy and Donald Duck as my sorcerer and my tank. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't fucking get it.
You seem to know quite a bit, actually.
I do. I'm telling you, like I know quite a bit about the game. I watched my roommate play it, like a big playthrough. I watched my brother play through. I made fun of him when he played through it. I think that was probably Kingdom Hearts 2. I've never been able to get into it.
I'm sure you could if you actually gave it a chance. It's some dark shit, man. Everyone looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's very kiddie." I'm like, "Yeah, you motherfuckers never played it, man." You get to a point in that game where you'd be like, "Oh, this is harsh."
And yeah, like no one's ever really gone. They always come back as like Shadow, whatever your name is. They put the black robes on. They become part of the fucking agency.
The organization.
Yeah, like I know a little bit about it. I haven't played them, but I've watched a lot.
You don't know what pain is. Pain is having to fight Anti-Aqua in the Realm of Darkness and have a tear rolling down your eye because you don't want to fight her.
Anti-Aqua, that's it. Yeah. I don't know. Not my thing.
I didn't want to hurt her.
Fat Steven Seagal beat up Karen's manager for $2. Remember, Tsushima was cultural appropriation. Laughing my ass off. And all the Japanese people fucking love it. Like,
Samurai sword goes swoosh.
Yeah, when I say all the Japanese people, I mean the Japanese critics are giving it rave reviews right now. They really enjoy it. So I don't fucking know. Joshua Sam, which game had better visuals, Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima? I would say better. You're looking at, those are two different things. Better visuals, Ghost of Tsushima. Better graphics, I would say probably The Last of Us 2, simply because The Last of Us 2 is a small world. You're on rails in The Last of Us 2. It's the illusion of an open world because it looks so big, but you can only go so many places. So when that's very controlled and where you can go, you can have all those things detailed a lot more out, vice in an open world. But as far as the visuals of the game, the color and the uniqueness at which the environment moves, I have to give it to Ghost of Tsushima. What about you, Lethal?
I'm pretty much, I agree with everything you just said there.
Yeah, I think if you're just saying visuals, then I think it's Ghost. If you're talking like specific, what graphics actually look better throughout the game, probably the whatever it is, fucking Last of Us 2. I hate having to swap discs.
Digital, my friend.
Yeah, I have digital for this. Oh, he says backing up God of War. I think maybe that's what he's saying. Backing up God of War. I want to play God of War again. Fat Steven Seagal Batman says where'd it go? What had a better story, Last of Us 2 or Atari's Pong? I would say Atari's Pong. I was expecting the entire time I was playing Pong for, my drunk uncle to walk through and just beat the fucking Atari up with a golf club, just fucking destroy it and say, go fuck yourself. And that never happened. So I really enjoyed playing Atari's Pong. What about you, Letho? What would you say?
I've never played Atari's Pong, but I don't know. I hear there's a pretty deep expanded universe lore behind Pong.
Yeah, we have to check it. You have to actually, there's a lot of comics and tie-in novels and shit with Pong. So if you haven't even read that, you're not even really a Pong fan, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
Do you even Pong?
Do you even Pong? But I think that overall, looking at the reaction to this, I think it's fucking awesome to see all the love for Ghost of Tsushima. We spent the last month and a half talking shit about The Last of Us 2, and rightly so for a lot of different reasons. That game is very polarizing. Games that are beloved don't have that kind of divisive fucking score. We brought up the God of War. Let me show you something else that might surprise a lot of people. Let's see if I can find. Here's the God of War score, which is at a 9.1 user score. Let me see if I can find. Here, Marvel's Spider-Man, 8.7 user score.
Wow, I thought that would be in the 9s.
Exactly, me too. So when you think about the fact that Ghosts is so high right now, that's a statement. That is a strong fucking statement. And it's not just people on Metacritic. It's most of any YouTubers you watch. I've been watching PewDiePie do a playthrough. He loves the game. Skill Up and Lehman Brothers in general. I like watching Lehman Brothers because you get Skill Up's review and other people's. And he thinks it might be the best of the generation, to be honest. And I think it goes to show that you don't have to be fucking revolutionary. You don't have to go outside the box every fucking time. All you have to do is very much like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is everything you would want in a Spider-Man game. Ghost of Tsushima is everything you would want in a samurai game. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They borrowed things that work from other games and implemented them. And I just think that overall it's just such a positive experience.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, it's not really an original game. Like, it's a combination of a few games, but like I keep saying, if you're going to take from other games, take from the best ones, and they've just created this incredible thing. Do you have any criticism? I'd say that's a criticism in itself. It's not very original. The camera can fuck off. Well, that's the problem. It does fuck off a bit too much sometimes. That's probably my biggest criticism of the camera.
The camera can be a little bit frustrating during combat, but the reason that happens is because there's no lock-on system.
Yeah, and I do like that.
And there's no lock-on system specifically for a reason. You know, there's a reason that there's no lock-on system. It is to make the combat the way that the combat is. So I understand it, even if I have a problem with it sometimes.
But it's still a flaw, the camera. It's still a flaw. It's a criticism in itself. So
yeah,
I can't say it's perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect. And really no game is. No game.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of reviews on this website that go, "Oh, it has some minor flaws, but 10 out of 10 masterpiece."
Yeah, evidently. Pauly D for €5. Pong was a simple yet timeless tale. Two sides of the same coin pursuing the same objective in a game of one-upsmanship. Moving stuff. That is very deep, Pauly D. I like it when you get deep like that. Thank you for the super chat. Don't clip that. Yeah, so well, good job describing Pong. I like it. There is an invisible targeting system, but no lock-on. Yes. I mean, you're pointing. You have to point the L stick in the direction of who you want to attack, but it's not clear, and there's no lock-on system, which is a little different than most other fighting games this style. When you're talking about, Dark Souls has a lock-on system. Not saying this is like Dark Souls or anything. Assassin's Creed has a lock-on system. The Witcher has a lock-on system. Fallen Order. Fallen Order has a lock-on system. Sekiro, I've never played, but I understand that has a lock-on system from what I've watched of it. So it is strange that it doesn't have a lock-on system. Jade Shadow for $5 American dollars. Until Lethal Lightning begins, Ghost of Tsushima gameplay in a samurai stance, holding a cricket bat and yelling, "Have a go!" I don't consider him the Aussie samurai.
That's appropriation from an American. This will not be tolerated.
There you go.
Cancel Jade Shadow.
Cancel Jade Shadow.
Jade Shadow is over party.
Don't cancel. Don't cancel. Look at Steph showing love to Mara in the chat.
That's cute.
That is cute. Pauly D for €5. There's nothing new under the sun, so sometimes it's just how good a version of something is. And although, yeah, that's true, and you can come up with some original ideas, but there is an obsession. I would say you have two things right now. You have one in Hollywood and entertainment, people just wanting to remake shit that's already there, and not try to perfect anything or change anything, just try to remake it. And then two, you have this overwhelming obsession with complete originality, so that even if something isn't fucking good, they're like, "Oh, but it was different." That doesn't fucking mean anything. I would much rather prefer we have something just like Ghost of Tsushima, and it's fucking, hey, you've seen this done before, but watch how we do it. We do it fucking perfectly. And although it's not quite perfect, there are tons of aspects of it that are better than anything else I've played.
Yeah, I agree. I very much agree with that. Like, it's the execution of how it goes about it. Like I was talking about before, a little bit of the flashbacks and all that type of stuff, and the conversations that Jin has. It's just done very, very, very well. But it is honestly nothing new.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's still a critique, I guess.
Ghost of Tsushima made me buy Akira Kurosawa movies. I've heard a lot of people talking about Kurosawa in the past couple days, ever since this game came out, actually. So you're not alone, Caldwin. You are not alone.
I should definitely do a rewatch of some of those movies.
Yeah, me too. I haven't watched them in fucking forever. This is a question for Lethal. If you could pick an anime that's most like Ghost of Tsushima, what would it be?
Shit. Oh, fuck, I don't know. That's a good on-the-spot question. Does Samurai Jack count?
Yeah.
We'll go with Samurai Jack. There was a lot of people on the last live stream on Gaming or Geeks when I was playing through it that were saying, we want to see Samurai Jack mods.
That'd be fucking funny. I want to see Clone Wars 2003 mods.
I want to be a mod. I want Australian Samurai mod.
Kurosawa influenced George Lucas, says
Well, there you go.
Larry. Yeah. For sure. You can definitely see some of the samurai nature in like Jedi and what Jedi were like kind of supposed to be. So it makes a lot of sense. What was I gonna say? What do you think about? So there are a lot of people like reviewers that I trust who have been talking about how they feel like this is a candidate for Game of the Year. I honestly didn't think this game was going to be anywhere close to in that realm when we first started with it. But after playing it and after seeing everyone's reaction to it, it's going to be interesting. For me personally, I always thought it was going to be between The Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk. With Cyberpunk being so late to release, I hope it fucking releases in November. And then this game coming out. What do you think? I obviously don't think Last of Us 2 should win. I'm just saying that there's going to be a huge push for it.
For me, it's too early to say for Ghost. It's definitely shaping up to be really good, though. If I had to put money on it, I'm going to say Cyberpunk. I feel like there's just so much hype around Cyberpunk. It's almost impossible for it to not win. The only reason I can see Cyberpunk not winning is because it's an actual total letdown, which I don't think it will be, or there's just this massive push for Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Again, in the same way at the Oscars, we care about the results, even if we don't really respect the outcome. You know what I mean?
Are you saying if Last of Us Part 2 wins, we could have an epic Robert Storms video?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just gonna say, as our good friend Robert Storms says, "Fuck Parasite." So,
didn't he get shared by like politicians and some shit?
It got shared by I think the person who started it really was Don Cheadle, War Machine.
Did he share it?
Yeah, he shared it. He was basically like, "Fuck this guy." I don't know exactly what he said, but he basically said, "Fuck this guy. He's a piece of shit." And it's just drunk Robert bitching about Parasite.
You're telling me Parasite won?
It should have won international. Why is there a Best Picture and an international? Yeah, fuck Parasite. Fuck that movie.
Because I didn't even watch it.
I do understand what he's saying, in all honesty, about why is there an international and then like a Best Picture, but he didn't necessarily articulate
it a lot better.
Hey, I tell you what, he made a shit ton of ad revenue from that video. I guarantee it. Goddamn it.
He reviewed the movie and said it was trash.
Parasite is overrated for me, says David Quintana. I never watched it. I don't want to read if I'm watching a movie, so I never saw it.
You get used to subtitles. You get used to subtitles. They're not that bad.
If Last of Us 2 wins, Naughty Dog will be exploded by fans. I don't know exactly what that means, but I hope it's not exploded. At least, yeah, we'll see. Gay Jeremy's in the chat. I know you got a lot of people thought this was Jeremy's alt account. This is actually just his original account. Last of Us 2 is going to win. They're going to ignore other scores for games and say it was groundbreaking. They might even say that review bombing gave it an unfair run, and so it wins. Yeah.
Can you imagine the backlash if that happens? Holy shit, dude.
We'll see. I hope not.
This might sound kind of retarded. I'm kind of retarded. But during the peak of all the Last of Us 2 backlash, there was like a good part of me that was thinking, man, this might cause another Gamergate. If it wins because of Gay Jeremy's reason, I think that's another one.
Can you use that voice again?
I'm kind of retarded.
Say that you eat ass.
Oh, what, how's he go? I'm looking at my neighbor, thinking how I'm going to get him up on that pole, chop his ass up. I'll eat your ass.
That's such a bad accent, though. I thought it was going to be better.
I can't do American accents.
I guess. The first
You all
one was
sound the
pretty
same.
good. I'm kind of retarded was pretty good.
I'm kind of retarded.
That was worse. Blue-eyed Scorpio, the fuck I tuned back into. Oh, just a brief Alex Jones. You have to have an Alex Jones in every chat. But let me send the link out to some other peeps. We've been going for quite a while now. Evidently, this channel's turned into a gaming channel. It's what we talk about a lot here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Invite. Boom, boom. All right. And we'll get a couple other people's opinions on this before we move on to the next couple topics for the day. Thank you. I forget who sent the super chat about Cecil and the dynamite stuff. I forget who that was that got the conversation rolling. God, look at my fucking hair today. Jesus. That got the conversation rolling. But thanks for that. That was a good little discussion we had.
Oh, that reminds me. I found the picture of the even more emo version of Kylo Ren.
Let's see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Mara, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey Mara.
Oh, look who I was talking with just before.
Yeah, this is actually just Lethal trying to show us his DMs. Just showing
where is it?
off.
I just posted it.
Is it in your tweets and replies?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So if I was Dynamite, I wouldn't be trying to get rid of any potential audience when this is what you're coming up with.
That is, oh my God.
Do you think it's an even more emo Kylo Ren?
It is. Is that from an
It's more like emo Kylo Ren meets Liberace.
It's Kylo Ren on meth.
Pakal J says, I would like to give a thanks to the leakers of The Last of Us 2 for preventing me from pre-ordering that shit game. Saving money for actual fun game, Ghost of Tsushima. I totally agree. I think a lot of people are thinking the hell out of that dude. So
I hope he comes out. He's like, yeah, that was me, motherfucker.
Well, it was a hacker, guys. So we're supposed to be figuring out more.
Conspiracy theory. It was Amy Hennig.
That has access to what what only developers have access to. So
Alex Jenks makes a good point. Last of Us 2 wins and causes shitstorm win. Ghost of Tsushima or Cyberpunk wins. It's a win. It's a win-win either way. I guess that's true. It'd give us more content for sure.
Yeah.
But I would much prefer, and we don't know what Cyberpunk is yet, so we can't say it's deserving, but I would much rather see a deserving game win than The Last of Us.
And what is more deserving than Abby with a golf club?
Everything. Everyone.
No. Abby raw dog from the back.
No, God.
No.
No.
You didn't see what she did with that golf club after.
There's a reason why her mouth is open.
Oh God. So Mara, how are you doing?
I'm good. Got my 3 assignments done. So as soon as I do the 2 quizzes for this last part, I'm basically officially done with this class until the fall semester starts. So I have a lot of free time on my hands.
Well, that's nice. More content. What is this shit?
Oh, those are my girls. I love my Tifa. Lightning is bae. Everyone, I'm like one of the 4 people in the world that actually like that game.
That's why your name is what it is.
It is.
Most people don't know that. They think it's just a cool name.
I know. And they're correct as well.
And like in the same way, a lot of people think that Yellow Flash's name is based on, like Reverse Flash. But it's not. It's Flash from anime.
No, it's actually his legal name.
Oh, is it his legal name? Oh, maybe that's my mistake then. God, Rhino's shaming me. Rhino's shaming me in chat. Australian 299. Hey Ryan, when are we getting another Star Wars lore video?
It's a better idea, Rhino. Read it yourself.
No. So I think one of the things that I'm going to do is, since I just recently read Jedi Search, I'm going to go ahead and do a book review for Jedi Search. That'll count as a Star Wars, an EU lore video. But as far as covering a character, I've been wanting to get done this Darth Maul. It's not really an EU Star Wars lore vid. It's more because there's a lot of people that don't quite understand how Darth Maul got to where he got for Clone Wars Season 7. They're like, last I saw that motherfucker, he was locked up. But there's a 4 comic book arc that explains everything that happened in between. It was supposed to be episodes of the Clone Wars that never happened. Thinking about doing that to explain to some people that don't understand it. And then I don't know, what other EU characters would you guys like to see? How about I do that? Put in the chat EU characters that you would like to see a lore video on, and I'll see what I can do. Disney wants to forget about the recent trilogy. Yes, they do, Bryce. You know what? That's a good fucking segue. I ain't doing shit about a Gonk droid.
Salacious Crumb.
No, I'm not doing Salacious Crumb. I ain't doing Salacious Crumb either. Darth Blue-Eyed Scorpio. That's not a real person. They don't let women become Sith. But that's not true either, but it's funny. So let's talk about this first. I don't know what McAfee blocked, potentially dangerous or suspicious sites from banning into comics, but whatever. Oh, you guys can't even see. I thought I was sharing with you. It would have made a lot more sense if you could see what was going on. All right. So let's talk about this. Star Wars has been fucking pretty quiet. I'll be quite honest, for the past week or so. We had the Anakin rumors that no one talked, or no one evidently cared about. I made a video about that nobody watched. I don't know if people just don't believe it's true or they don't really care. I don't know. But
combination. I mean, like, until they come out and confirm it, I'm not exactly going to believe it, and even then, I really don't care. Sort of situation.
Yeah. What about Lethal? Do you have any care if Anakin comes back for the Obi-Wan series? If Hayden Christensen comes back as
Who's Anakin again? Isn't this all about Rey now?
He used to be the chosen one.
Oh,
in George Lucas's Star Wars.
Yeah, the white savior. I personally don't believe it's true. But if he did come back, it would be like for one episode? Because I mean, Hayden Christensen, he's a bit older, than when those movies came out.
The report is series regular.
I definitely don't believe it then.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it for like maybe a flashback here or there sort of situation, but not as a series regular.
It's not really an Obi-Wan show then, is it?
Yeah.
So I could see 2 or 3 episodes where they do a flashback. Like I heard someone describe, I forget whose YouTube video I was watching, but someone was like, what if they did a little like training scene from him and Obi-Wan, like around during the time of the Clone Wars, and like a training session where they literally talk about tactics and the high ground or something like that. You know what I mean? Something so like obvious to like evoke the emotion out of everyone.
When you're so desperate, you have to tap into the meme crowd.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I could see that happening. I could see that happening. I personally, here's the thing. I would love for Hayden Christensen to be in Star Wars again, and for him to maybe come back more appreciated than he was, because I think he got a bad rap. But I just don't think him coming back to the Obi-Wan series makes any sense. I think they've fucking played out Anakin's story because it crammed in so many fucking episodes of Clone Wars. Like, we have so much of Anakin's story in there, but that's just me. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Karen's manager. Canadian, $2. Lore on Filoni's last meal he ate. That's easy. Obviously, cock. That's ain't too much lore. The only thing you got to find out is what color and how big it was, I suppose.
Did I show you Sorry, did I show you my next Twitch emoji?
No.
Oh,
have a
you'll
look
love
at
this, Ryan. You'll love this.
Is it Filoni?
No, it's even better.
Is it a big bowl?
There
Yes.
you go.
There's no way that's getting approved for Twitch.
Oh, but fuck them Wookiees is allowed?
They wouldn't let me say fuck Baby Yoda, and I had it censored.
I can say fuck them Wookiees. Cock me, the big bowl, the real fuck.
Holy shit, that is awesome. That is awesome. God, there's no way Twitch is gonna allow that.
Well, they let fuck them Wookiees.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't see it. Are you talking to me or your cat?
No, it's a cat.
Okay. You're getting very aggressive there. Just making sure. Oh, and we have someone else we can get their view. Someone who I know is an Anakin fan. Steph, what's going on?
Hey.
We're just talking about Anakin and the rumors that Anakin could possibly be coming back for the Obi-Wan series. As someone who is an Anakin fanboy and a Hayden Christensen fan, fangirl. Don't let me misgender your fandom.
How dare you misgender me?
What would you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Hayden Christensen come back into the role. Don't get me wrong. That would be amazing. I would really like that. But at the same time...
Not Anakin. This is better than Anakin. Way better than Anakin.
But at the same time, I just don't trust Disney to handle it very well. So I'd prefer for them to just leave him alone. I just don't trust Disney.
Mm-hmm. What?
There's a cat on the bed.
I know.
I see it fucking moving around back there.
Yeah.
I don't either. I don't either. What the fuck is this all? Ryan hurts your feelings? No, I fucking don't.
Steven Seagal, that's brilliant, man.
God, I don't know how you changed your name so much. I didn't know you were supposed to be allowed to change it that much.
I think he has 2 accounts.
Maybe the rules
there's
are in Canada. No, it's like 3 times. Like on the 3rd time, you're stuck with it for like so many months. At least here, because Proper changed his name to Jenny, and he was stuck with it for like 90 days.
Grand Admiral Adam, 100% correct. That is the big facts of today's stream.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Solo greater than Anakin Skywalker, greater than Ben Solo. Well, Ben Solo is way down at the bottom of the fucking barrel. He should get put out of his fucking misery with a shotgun.
Pretty much.
I should yeller him.
Jason Solo knew far more Force skills than Anakin Skywalker did. I think he achieved a higher level of mastery of the Force than Anakin Skywalker did. I do think that Anakin Skywalker was more powerful. I don't.
Jason got some pussy, unlike Ben.
That is true, yeah. But I mean, Anakin had Padme, so I mean, they're equal there. I mean, Jason was like reliving his grandfather's footsteps and being like, "You're such a bitch." Like, Jason Solo is fucking the ultimate Chad. He really
Jason
is.
Solo looked at Anakin and was like, "Wow, you're a fucking simp."
Anakin from the prequels is Star Wars version of that emo kid on MySpace, quoting Edgar Allan Poe. God,
I wish Kylo is like.
Yeah.
I wish my MySpace was still available.
Yeah.
I wish I could go and see and just open it up and have Stronger from Kanye West start playing as I go to the page.
Oh my
God. See who my top 5 friends were or something.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that. I remember MySpace.
I miss that.
MySpace was a little bit before me. I never got into it.
Yeah, you're a youngin'. Oh, holy shit.
What?
When you go to tag Fat Steven Seagal, whatever, there's like 4.
Yeah, because he keeps changing his name.
Holy crap.
Fat Steven Seagal's name bothers Ryan Kinel for $2 Canadian. What are those top TV deals? What top TV deals?
I think it might have been an ad on the website.
Oh, right here? Ironically, I literally bought a TV from Best Buy today, so it's a pretty appropriate ad.
Did Bounding get a revenue cut?
No, I don't think they did. They just know I've been searching for it. But speaking of rumors, this is a rumor that fucking is just that. And I want to talk about this because, again, there's not a whole lot of Star Wars going on, but there is a lot of rumors that we've been hearing. New rumor reveals details on alleged George Lucas cut of Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. And real quick, our friend Space Windu, make sure you guys check out Space Windu if you haven't already. Awesome channel. Ben's name makes no sense for a solo.
Yeah, I never did.
Oh, you mean it wouldn't make any sense for Han and Leia to name their kid Ben, who Han knew for a couple fucking hours and who Leia knew as Obi-Wan? Yeah, it's almost like that name is more fitting for a Skywalker.
Yeah.
Ben Skywalker. Who would have fucking thought?
But remember, Luke was only there to open the door for Leia.
That's right.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh my god, a female character. Another one. Oh my god.
God, fucking Dave Filoni.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god, another female character.
And then they tell me, but Dave, we just made one of those. I say, we can do another one. Oh my god.
God, how I don't know how anyone can watch that and not just want to fucking smack that damn hat off his fucking head.
Yeah, don't.
Oh my god.
No.
New rumor reveals details on alleged George Lucas cut of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Now, as a lot of you know, this rumor does come to us from Doomcock. I mean, why would Luke name their son? Luke's on Incel Island, or he wasn't at that point, but I mean, I just don't know why Luke would name their son. Why wouldn't she name him Bale? Just have it be Bale. Like, why couldn't it just be Bale?
Mm-hmm.
Makes more sense. Makes more sense.
Do you think, like, do you think normies actually know who Bale is?
I mean, if they saw the prequels, at least, I'd imagine, hopefully they would. He was prominent at least in episode 2 and then the 3, and it's like, I don't know. But at least, the connection would make more sense because at the end of 3, that's where Leia goes. So.
Steph rocking the filter.
Oh, it is. It's that time of day, isn't it? The Instagram filter for Steph.
Yeah.
So an alleged George Lucas cut of The Rise of Skywalker is rumored to exist back in December. Rumored being the key word. Now Doomcock is following up on that initial rumor. He began by reiterating that the Lucas cut version of the film performed better than other versions in test screenings. Again, it should be noted that we have no confirmation that test screenings ever even occurred, so this really is just a rumor. The Lucas version of The Rise of Skywalker, according to a source, the very best of the film in terms of test screening reaction, scoring an 88 from test audiences as opposed to the other cuts that scored in the 60s to low 70s. So, starting with this, if this happened, if somehow secretly George Lucas was there working on this film, even though he wasn't. If this was true and it scored an 88, higher than everything else, why wouldn't they have gone with it?
It doesn't make any sense. I think
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
I think at best, maybe Lucas was there to give his input on maybe a few scenes here and there or whatever. That's it. Like
maybe just a fucking set visit. Like, that's about.
There's no way there. I don't think that there's no way there's another cut. There's no. I don't think it doesn't make any sense with everything that they went through. It does not make any sense that there would be a Lucas cut. It also doesn't make any sense
the only thing that I could believe
flavors. Lucas called them white flavors. He's not going to come back and do a film for them.
What were you going to say, Steph?
I said the only thing that I could get behind was the script, like the alternate script for The Rise of Skywalker. That's it, not a Lucas cut.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Duel of the Fates?
Yeah.
like the Colin Trevorrow script
Colin
that
Trevorrow
was like
script.
written before The Last Jedi even came out and before Leia died, basically, or before Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah,
Well,
that's probably the only thing that I could possibly get behind. Not a Lucas cut. That's just
No.
Well,
I think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I said I think this is just everybody trying to jump on that Snyder cut bandwagon. You know, Snyder cut got released, so now everybody wants a cut. Everybody's trying to get a cut of something. Starting cut rumors of whatever. You know, the first one that I saw at least was Birds of Prey. Like I had something completely different for my movie. Get my cut out, the Birds of Prey cut. I don't think so. Like no.
like David Ayer, like his the Ayer cut makes sense for him because you could tell based on like the change between trailers that there has to be another cut there for him to release. Birds of Prey, no. Like Colin Trevorrow, he has a script, yes, but like people are hoping to release his cut, and I'm like, Disney's not going to spend the money to film his script at this point. They're not. They'd have to. I don't. With them being in the red right now, they're not going to do it, and I don't believe at all that there's a Lucas cut.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, let's see a few more details about the Lucas cut. The allegation at the time was not only did Lucas recut the film, he also shot a good amount of new footage in a last-ditch hope to save a floundering Episode 9 and provide a decent ending to the Star Wars saga. The only thing that anyone can verify the only thing that anyone can verify is that George Lucas did talk to JJ before Episode 9 was made. That's it. That's it. But as far as him like being at Lucasfilm, editing the film, reshooting all these things, again, this is the important thing you should be noted because this is what Doomcock says in his video. Please bear in mind that this information has been leaked. Information that I cannot independently verify or attest to. So understand that I'm only reporting the fact that I have been told this information. Regard it as rumor and take it with a grain of salt. And that's what I'm doing because there's no, it doesn't make any sense to me that this could be sitting there. It doesn't make any sense to me that that they would have that after what they did to him, that he would come back to try to save it after they fucked him into the dirt by saying, fuck your scripts. We're not doing this, to them have them come back to him to say, hey, can you help us with this one? And him, being, okay, I'll fucking do all this shit for you. And then them being, oh, well, we're not going to use it anyway. Go fuck yourself again. There's no way this happened. Like, in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, George Lucas sold Star Wars to fuck Disney, you know, like he sold it. I can't get behind the rumor at all. It's just, oh my God, there's a fly in my room. Yeah, I can't
destroy it, crush that fly.
I can't get behind it. No, Alex, I completely agree. Disney's using George as a marketing tool at this point. Like that's the way it's always been. They've used George. They've used the OT as a marketing ploy. That's basically it. And they're doing it again. This is just another marketing ploy. They're putting out a rumor. Oh, maybe let's get some hype for Star Wars again, guys. Let's get Star Wars people talking about it again. No. Mm-mm.
Well, and you were talking about the Duel of the Fates things. You were talking about the Duel of the Fates script and how a lot of people would be more into that. It would probably be a little bit better than this, but when you look at that script and you see some of the things it says, so much of it makes no fucking sense. Like the very first scene that Rey is disguised as a Tusken Raider on Kuat, on the Kuwati yard, the Kuwati shipbuilders. Yeah. Like Tusken Raiders are only on Tatooine. Well, what is she doing there? Why was she being a Tusken Raider disguise? That makes zero fucking sense. That's someone who knows nothing about fucking Star Wars. Yeah. If that's what you're saying is happening.
She would stand out, and like other things, like she and Poe are in a relationship, and I was like, where did this happen? Last time I saw, they were shaking hands on the Falcon when they were leaving Crate.
I want to hear her Tusken Raider noise.
You do it.
Oh, what is it? What? Okay, I'm gonna try and do a feminine Tusken Raider.
Try. Yeah, I bet you can do it.
Let's see. So basically, a Tusken Raider screech, well, a female Tusken Raider screech is basically just the sound of every single woman talking at once. So I imagine it would sound something like.
All right, I'll try to do a Tusken Raider.
Female. No, that's a male Tusken Raider. You gotta do a female one. Just yap 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 yap.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I really hope someone clips this. I really hope someone.
Space Windu for $4.99 says, I'm gonna call it the Lucas circumcision. That's pretty good, Space Windu. It's pretty good.
I think Jade Shadow should do a Tusken Raider noise, considering she is a she. So you should do a Tusken Raider noise.
No, I'm not. My voice is a little too deep for a Tusken Raider, I think. For a female Tusken Raider.
For a Tusken Raider, the things that literally go.
For a female Tusken Raider, especially with your impression, it's a little too high pitched for me.
Steph?
No.
Mara bitched it. Is Steph gonna bitch it?
See, this is what we go through.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is
I did it.
Both the women bitching out.
Yeah, I did it.
Well, you also twerked for $100, so.
I did this one for free. You wouldn't twerk for $100?
No.
Actually, I would.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
You heard that chat next Mara stream. Throw her a bill. She will twerk it out.
There you go. That was maybe a grave mistake, but you'll be $100 richer your next stream, Mara.
I'll be $100 richer. Like, fuck it. Like, just come
on. All right. So, and this talks about one of the things in the Lucas cut is that Hayden Christensen returns as Anakin as a Force ghost, revealing to Rey how the Emperor survived in Return of the Jedi, and that it reveals information about the Veil of the Force and the Sith mirrors, again, kind of tying in these other completely different bullshit rumors about the sequel trilogy being decanonized.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what this all ties into. The second scene is that when Kylo Ren got the vision of Han Solo, when Kylo speaks to Han, he's joined by Leia, who force projects herself, and then they're joined by Luke Skywalker. Getting Luke, Han, and Leia all back together again artificially. I get it, but one, it makes no sense why Han would be there. Like, Han is obviously a vision given to him by Carrie Fisher. It wouldn't make much sense for him to appear with Leia next to him in Force Ghost format in blue, while Han Solo is fully rendered, and then Luke. So much of this makes zero sense to me, but that's just me. Someone subbed to Raging Rhino. Let's get him to 400 subs. Guys.
Now, when you say 0 cents, do you mean Mike 0 cents?
No, not quite. Not quite.
Well, you're not keeping up with the latest in Star Wars news then, are you?
I guess not my future Star Wars content.
Yeah.
I'm not, no. He says, I can tell you my source personally saw another screenshot of this scene, a photo of Leia on the left, Han in the center, and Luke on the right. The source claims that someone who worked on The Rise of Skywalker confirmed that this scene was indeed in the Lucas cut, the one that fans were clamoring for. With all of the things we saw them do in The Rise of Skywalker, clearly trying to appease every different section of fandom, trying to correct some of the things that happened in The Last Jedi, trying to pull on your nostalgia for this and your nostalgia for that.
Mm-hmm.
It makes zero sense that if this is sitting there, that they didn't use it.
Yeah.
Like, zero sense at all.
Especially with the higher score and everything. Like, the only thing I trust about, I enjoy watching Doomcock's videos, but the only thing I really trust about this is like him having a source. What the source is saying, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of where I'm at too. And I do think that there are people out there that want to spread fake shit around, like that are specifically sharing conflicting information. Even Doomcock himself in his videos said that some of the information he's got has been conflicting information. So I think there's people out there specifically just trying to throw shit out there, whether to see how people feel about it or whether to just try to throw people off. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you think, Lethal? What do you think, Jason? You've been really silent lately.
I think that Disney Star Wars, it's really not my cup of tea. I don't think this Lucas cut exists. And I have seen people say to me, well, what about Snyder cut? I mean, like, I honestly think it's apples and oranges, comparing a different cut of a movie which already had a different director attached to it, as opposed to George fucking Lucas doing a second ending, because the way I see it, he had his ending in episode 6. But I just don't believe any of this stuff. I don't believe there's a Lucas cut. I don't believe the sequels are being decanonized. I think they're moving away from the sequel trilogy, but they're not decanonizing it. I don't agree with any of this stuff. It's a no from me, dog. Fuck them Wookiees.
Yeah. Space Windu for $2.99 says, lol, their greatest force power is projection. Yes, in many ways, it definitely is. Thank you again, Space Windu, for the donation. Bottom left chick shirt. Joker?
Oh.
I think that,
It's like Joker and Harley Quinn.
Joker and Harley Quinn.
nice. There you go, Bryce. You got your answer. Bottom left chick shirt. Very, very direct.
Bottom left chick. That's her new name.
Oh my god. All right. I see a super sticker from Jane as well. I'm waiting for this to come up, so I'll read this before my chat catches up. AFK Bard for $5. There was gonna be an AFK Bard cut, but I was AFK and it didn't get done. Love y'all.
I'll tell you what.
AFK. That's funny.
If the AFK Bard cut ever gets released, I will finish watching the sequel trilogy.
Ooh. We've watched a little bit of Rise of Skywalker together, the shitty scenes.
Yeah, you pointed out a few scenes to me, but what was that, like 5 minutes of stuff?
God, you remember all the freaking people I sent that DM to when I sent like the link to the Rise of Skywalker movie?
You pinned it. You just pinned it as a comment.
I did. I took a pirated copy of the Rise of Skywalker and I tweeted it out and I just pinned it. And I said, "Come get it." I left it up for like 3 hours before I took it down and then just started DMing it to people.
But here's the thing, like, okay, if you had to guess roughly, how many people did you send it to?
Over 1,000.
Okay, 1,000 people.
When it's all said and done, yeah.
But over that 1,000 people,
some of them guarantee you.
Exactly, I guarantee they didn't just keep it for themselves. They would have had their friends and been like, "Hey, do you want a copy?" And then so forth, so forth, so forth.
It's kind of like the Hydra concept, basically.
It's kind of like the commie cough. You spread it around.
Yeah, so I mean, you think I don't know, fucking $10 a pop. Say maybe that's it. Yeah, that's at least $1,000 or fucking $10,000. Holy shit, that's a lot. Depending on who spread it where, but
we need that Riley Reid meme. The Riley Reid meme. Fuck yeah, spread it everywhere. Oh
God. Jane Theory for $3. It is a little yellow man with a leaf coming out of it. I think it's a lemon man who crosses his legs and goes with his thumbs. So I don't know exactly what it means, but thank you for the super sticker, Jane. I probably shouldn't have acted it out. But I did. Melissa Lord for $2. Ryan, how do you think Hayden will be in Kenobi? Well, Melissa, I don't think it's a guarantee that he's going to be in it yet. It's just a report from one LRM online site. We haven't heard an official announcement or anything. I think Hayden would be awesome if he's in it. But I need to see actual confirmation because like we've heard that Hayden Christensen's returning to Star Wars since 2015 and we haven't seen it yet. So what are you laughing at?
I found it.
Oh God.
This is Ryan spreading the movie around everywhere.
Oh fuck yeah, spread it.
Oh my God.
God.
Riley, hit me up. I'll have you on. I'll have you on sometime.
No big deal for Lethal now. Big Bull, porn stars.
Long dong.
Long dong. Little Chestnut for €2. George effing Lucas did the prequels and it was bad.
Oofed.
I mean, I listen, there are criticisms to be had of the prequels. I really enjoyed them overall, especially Revenge of the Sith. There's no doubt that George Lucas would give us better shit than what they have coming out right now from Disney. And at least it would be actual Star Wars, not some fucking reactionary bullshit where they're just like, oh, let's just remake the OT. Oh, well, let's go far from that as fucking possible. And then let's try to fix everything by jamming it all into one movie. Like the sequel trilogy is a fucking shit show.
I don't even really like the prequels, and I agree with that.
I'm saying, like, say what you will about the prequels, at least it was a consistent story throughout. It's like 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They told a coherent story. There's no denying that. Like 1 went to 2 and 2 went into 3. I agree with that. I agree with that very much so. But as movies, I don't like them. Revenge of the Sith is decent. The other two, like Phantom Menace, I think is shockingly bad. Attack of the Clones, though, it's my personal favorite chick flick.
What?
Attack of the Clones is a chick flick. Come on.
He's a chick flick?
Oh my
It's a
God.
fucking chick flick.
I mean, the part where he's like trying to woo her, I guess a little bit, but I don't know.
I remember being a teenager, like a really young teenager, watching that movie being like, okay, this is how you should talk to girls.
That explains a lot about your life.
Oh wow.
I remember
Don't like
watching
sand.
it. I remember watching them when they were sitting there in that really dark room with like the fireplace going, and like every time Natalie Portman breathed, you could like see her tits. You know the outfit I'm talking about? Yeah. I remember watching
was the movie when I knew I was straight.
Yeah. And then the white outfit, obviously.
The black one, yeah, that was the moment. Like, I knew I was straight. I was so young when that movie came out that I really liked the scene, but I was too young to know why I liked that scene.
Have you seen the behind the scenes episodes of or the behind the scenes shit of her just running around in front of a green screen during the factory?
It's on the DVD, I believe. Yeah,
that is.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Anyways, okay, Steph, you have to get going. All right. Well, why don't you plug your channel and everything? Thanks for stopping by for a little while.
Of course.
Get rid of this super chat that I'll come back to in a second. What do you got coming up?
Our 100 stream. That's
Yay! God, I can't wait for that to be over.
Yeah, me too. Gosh, it's going by so slow. The episodes are.
Steph will be doing a live stream tomorrow.
Okay, Lethal. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow on the Drunk 3PO channel. Yes.
Which reminds me, I gotta let him know that if he does it at the same time, I can maybe only be on for an hour. I can't be on the entire time.
There you go. Yeah,
I'll let
Jay.
him know.
Suck it, Jay. If he's watching, I don't know.
Jay, you got to keep your girls in line, man. You got to keep them. See, this is how it starts.
All right. Well, thank you for coming back on, or for coming on, Steph. Make sure you put your channel in the chat, whatever this is called, as you leave. So make sure you guys go sub to her. Thanks, Steph.
Oh, no problem.
Uru, Steph.
Bye.
Or bottom left chick.
Bottom left chick, yes. Now we just got a bottom middle chick. How many horse stomps would I give Ghosts of Tsushima? I reserve stomping only for the Drunk 3PO show, but I will say 5 out of 5. 5 stomps so far. That's what I'll give it. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Kathleen Kennedy.
God, isn't that number 5 just in one stream?
Yeah. A Raging Rhino for Australian 299, 400 subs. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thumbs up and a cheers. Cheers, mate.
Now tell him to get a bag.
Now get a bag.
And call him a yobbo.
And make sure you guys subscribe to Steph, please. Please go do that. The full Aussie finally. It was great. You really rocked it, says AFK.
Oh, thank you. It was a special one. Thank you, AFK Bard. Appreciate that. I assume she means the most recent one, the big one.
Yeah, probably.
Padme's outfit at the Lars homestead. Are you talking about the one in the blue before they took off?
I'm gonna have to Google.
I like the blue one. Yeah, it's like a light blue one. If I remember right, she had a lot of fucking outfits. A lot of outfits.
Which is like another thing about the sequel trilogy. Rey had like one outfit the entire time, even a year later. It's like they wanted to save on costuming to just like have them wear the same thing movie to movie.
Oh yeah, the blue is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it shows her midriff. I think there's some midriff there, if I remember right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Eric, I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
When you playing Broforce?
I'm never playing Broforce ever. I refuse. I refuse to play Broforce. Check this real quick. All right. Anyway, I kind of want. Basically, I think the bottom line is none of us really believe that there's a Lucas cut. This fucking super secretive Lucas cut. We think it's either just people spreading misinformation, or maybe even J.J. Abrams' camp spreading shit to try to take some heat off of him for how Rise of Skywalker ended up. I don't know. Little Chestnut for €5. Parasite is overrated and communist propaganda. Best games: KOTOR, Gothic 2, Free Space, prequels, Midichlorians, Chosen One, Kids Killed, sequels bad too. I think the midichlorians thing is so overblown. Literally, like people are like, oh, midichlorians makes it too scientific. All midichlorians is a unit of measure for how much force power you have. To say that Anakin is more powerful than anyone we've ever seen, including Yoda. Like, that's it. I think people freaked out about midichlorians. Like, are they ever even mentioned again after that? Like, in the prequels, after Obi-Wan takes it, they talk about how high his midichlorian count is. They basically, just to say he's the most powerful person in the Force. He has the most Force potential of anyone we've ever seen. Not that he's just going to be powerful right away, because you need to be trained like Yoda was for hundreds of years. Then, like, that's just a simple indicator. I think people made it too big of a deal about it personally.
I mean, I can kind of, just to play devil's advocate, kind of understand, because it takes away at least a little bit of the mysticism of the Force, whereas in the OT, that didn't really have necessarily a measurement for it. It was more like something that like only certain individuals had the potential sort of a situation. But I agree with you to also to an extent that it was overblown, because after episode 1, you had didn't hear of it at all. Episodes 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I mean, Anakin had all the midichlorians in the world, and Count Dooku was like lightsaber go swoosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that the Force was more of a mystery in the OT, but we also it didn't really matter, because you only saw 3 people, I guess 5 people technically, who were Force users in the whole thing. You have Obi-Wan, Yoda, Luke, Vader, and Palpatine. That's it. And it's pretty obvious that Leia, she never uses the Force the whole thing, though. So I'm not going to count her as someone. I guess she does hear Luke, but as far as active people that are could possibly consider masters or you're fighting, you have 5 people. But yeah, you can throw Leia in there if you want. It's pretty easy to understand that Palpatine is a fucking superior, powerful being, and that Vader is below him, and that Luke is below him. And that Luke gives into his anger and is able to tap into that anger to defeat Darth Vader. But I think that when you have a fucking Republic and thousands of Jedi Knights, I think it makes sense to start talking about the differences you have between Force users when you're not just talking about such a select group of people.
Another example is kind of like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z has power levels, but really they don't mean shit. It's just a fucking number. It's just a number of measurement.
Yeah. True.
I mean, you could still kick Goku in the balls and he'll drop like a sack of shit.
Goku sack of shit. That's what Lisa just said.
Yeah.
What about the first part of that super chat? Where's Robert? We need
overrated communist propaganda. Yeah, where's Robert? Where's Robert? Thank you for the super chat, though, Little Chestnut.
I didn't even watch that movie.
Didn't even watch it. All right, and then quickly, I wanted to talk about the last thing we had. There's been a little bit of Snyder Cut drama going on because of a quote unquote leaked storyboard for the original plan for Justice League Part 1. And the reason I was surprised is because there was a lot of people in the Snyder Cut movement or the Snyder Cut fandom that were arguing about this shit. And I don't think that there was much point to it. At the end of the day, we're all excited to see the Snyder Cut. And I think all the infighting is kind of fucking stupid and petty. But I did want to show what the reasoning is. And I'm going to show you guys a storyboard.
I didn't say Goku was a sack of shit. I said if you kick him in the balls, he'll drop like a sack of shit.
No, Lethal said he's a sack of shit. So I am going to show this storyboard that was made by Jim Lee. So if you don't want to see this for somebody, if you haven't heard about this, maybe I wouldn't tune in. But we do have this image right here. And once I read to you what this says, maybe you'll understand why it's not a surprise if you've been paying attention to the Snyder Cut drama and all that shit. So, and Little Chestnut, real quick, for €2 again with a super chat. No problem. You're welcome. Keep doing great work. Fuck Naughty Dog. Thank you, Little Chestnut. Appreciate that, man. It's nice when people can just disagree and still respect each other. So I appreciate that. Apparently, this is storyboard made by Jim Lee for the first version of Justice League Part 1. Certainly, I would like to see all the work he did for this film. Now, in this image, you can see it headlines with 5 years later. You have Batfleck, Batman from the Nightmare scenario. You have Flash dragging what is half the body of Cyborg here, with several troops in the background. Looks like they're headed towards Wayne Manor. And if you can't read all this, I'll go ahead and let you know what the text says. 5 years later, sand dunes, smoldering solar pits, Gothic spires rising from the desert. Once, this was Gotham. Now, like the rest of the Earth, it belongs to Darkseid. Coming over the dune, post-apocalyptic Batman, as seen in BVS, with a ragtag army of rebels, the surviving members of the Justice League walk over the rise of a dune to see the dilapidated Wayne Manor. Batman leads them. Flash drags what's left of Cyborg behind him. Bruce looks up to the sky grimly. We need to get inside before night. He's coming. Now, there's a couple ways to take that. By he's coming, some people would take that as Darkseid. I would take that as Superman. I would take that as Superman is coming under under Darkseid's spell because he's succumbed to the anti-life equation.
Because like that would, I mean, I don't think it would be Darkseid. I mean, that environment is like basically Darkseid created it. So I don't think that that situation, I think they'd be more worried about Superman coming because he's acting as like an agent for Darkseid at that point.
Right, exactly. And then, but the reason I say that I don't know why everyone was freaking out about this being a spoiler or something is because of this. Did I share fucking audio? Fucking damn.
Yeah.
Share audio.
Tiny print at the bottom, share audio. So.
Now, this was at SnyderCon, I think 2 years ago. Zack Snyder speaking about some shit. He's going to lay out basically exactly what you heard right here. And if you were paying attention then, this information's been out there for a long time.
It's a long story. but suffice it to say, that so look, the truth is that, the nightmare sequence in this movie, right, was always.
And this was, they just screened Batman v Superman. And then obviously people were asking him about what that nightmare scenario meant. and what it could mean for the future. What did he want to do for Justice League?
Is my idea that all of that would be eventually explained, of course. I mean, is that a surprise? That we would end up in the distant future where Darkseid has taken over Earth and where Superman has succumbed to the anti-life, and where he and now with his ragtag band, and there was a few members of the Justice.
So his ragtag band of people, so the people that you saw in BVS trying to help him when he was trying to get his hands on kryptonite, which it seems like you see them in the background of this shot, and then he's about to explain Flash and Cyborg.
League that had survived to that world, and that they were fighting to try and so Batman's with the broken half a Cyborg, because it's only half of him because of whatever happened. They were working on equation to jump Flash back to tell Bruce, obviously you guys aren't surprised because this is what I've read it.
So now that you know this, don't tell anybody.
Nice. Anyway, so those were the things that we were dealing with, and not to say that the studio still, they were still into sort of the big look, but the details of how and why everyone was mad at each other, or why that was the stuff where they were a little bit like, because Lois, and it's in the little teaser where
you can tell he's trying not to reveal too much about it, but he still wants to explain this shit.
Yeah.
Where the Justice League teaser, it wasn't in the movie apparently, where I guess where Wonder Woman says it's this line where Bruce says, "I was right here, and Barry Allen came to me and he said Lois Lane is the key," right? And then she goes, "He is the Superman. Every heart has one." And he goes, "I think it's something darker," right? And so,
and this part is when he goes into what happens to Lois Lane and all of that stuff. That's after that part of the clip. But there were a lot of people that were really mad because evidently this screenshot has been had by a lot of other people that were really upset that the people that I saw do an article on it was Cultured Nerd. They were really upset that the Cultured Nerd ran with this. I don't quite understand why, other than just being upset that this got out. This isn't a surprise. We knew this was out there. So this isn't some big scoop, really, and it's not some big thing to get upset about. So I don't really understand why everyone's fighting, other than that's kind of what you see going on. You're starting to see a little bit of a divide between people who think that maybe they're more responsible for the Snyder Cut happening than others, things like that.
It's just the leaker community. Leakers, they want to be the first ones to break the stories. From my understanding, people are salty at Cultured Nerd because, like you said, apparently a lot of people had that storyboard for a while, and they were all under some sort of handshake type agreement that they just wouldn't share it. But there's it's the leaking community, man. It's a whole other world. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but like you said, everyone that's been paying attention to Snyder Cut movement, we all saw this clip. We all saw it. We look at every time he dropped a new picture on Vero, we analyzed it to death. Yeah. Honestly, we know a lot of what happens in the Snyder Cut without even seeing it. But in terms of some people feeling more responsible for making it happen, do you want to know who's actually responsible for making it happen? Every single one of us that asked for it. That's who. Yeah. You could argue that Mother Fiona is maybe she gets a little bit more cred than the rest of us. That's fair enough. But without the people, it never would have happened. So I don't know. It's just leakers, man. It's a whole other world.
People just need to people need a reason to bitch about something. I feel it doesn't matter how mundane or trivial it is.
Well, at the end of the day, we won. We're getting the Snyder Cut. I mean, I feel like that's more than enough reason to celebrate. Even if you don't like Zack Snyder, I feel like 99.9% of people can understand that this is a huge, huge, huge win for fandoms in general. If you're looking for someone to be like Jay Olivia, he's been talking about this whole beef situation quite a bit. Be like Jay Olivia.
Yeah, agreed. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of us are excited to see it. We're excited it's finally happening, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't get marred by like people fighting over who gets a bigger part in this victory, because really everyone wins in my mind, especially Zach. So that's what I think is most important. So we'll see what happens at Justice Con and at DC Fandom. Evidently, we're gonna get the official like poster and a trailer for Justice League at DC Fandom. That's what I heard today. So looking forward to seeing that. I'm also excited for Justice Con and what we're gonna hear coming out of there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the panels. There is like one that I'm iffy about. The one with Ava whatever.
I have no interest in analyzing diversity in Zack Snyder films with Ava DuVernay, who's going to just fucking manipulate it. Because bottom line, diversity in Zack Snyder films is awesome because it's not forced.
It's very natural.
Perry, having Lawrence Fishburne coming in and play Perry in Man of Steel. If other directors did that right now, I could definitely see people being upset because, a race swap, blah, blah, blah. But no, he hires great actors and people who are good for what he wants that role to be. That's exactly what Lawrence Fishburne is.
Well, while I do have issues with race swapping, it's like sometimes my biggest issues with the whole race swapping element is whenever they make a big deal out of it, and I say, "Look how progressive I am! Look how progressive we are! Look at this diversity, things like that." And it's words like with Zack Snyder, it's like, well, no, Lawrence Fishburne has just proved himself to be a very good actor, and he was the best for that I guess auditioned, and he hired him for the role. Who cares if the character himself was previously white at that point?
Well, look at like Christopher Nolan with he race swapped Ra's al Ghul. And I thought he was one of the best things in that movie.
Harvey Dent in Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
By Billy D. Williams. I mean, it's like, for me, it's like it becomes compounded when people are like, look how representative we are, whatever the word that is, of whatever. And I'm like, just hire the best person at this point. I mean, they race swapped Nick Fury. No one cared.
So, I think when you're going out looking to do a race swap because of some virtue signal, it's bullshit. But when Snyder casting Jason Momoa is not the stereotypical comic book look for Arthur Curry, just simply not. But he wanted this fucking badass, this badass surfer vibe kind of thing. That's what he fucking wanted, and Jason Momoa was the dude he wanted in that spot. So that's who he got. I don't want to hear Ava DuVernay fucking pontificate about her bullshit that she wants to spread. That's the one thing I'm not looking forward to at Justice Con.
There's one thing that could make that cool, is if she starts going yap 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 yap, and then Zach comes and I'm down the road on that one.
Well, I don't think Zach's gonna be a part of it. I don't think he's gonna be a part of that.
It's like,
yeah, that's it.
Wake the fuck up, pretty much.
Okay, but you're living in a fucking fantasy world.
Guy's fine. That guy's fine.
That guy's fine. Yeah, the Human Torch one didn't make sense because he still had a white Sue Storm.
Yeah, that's where it doesn't make sense. If you're in a race swap, you have to race swap both
of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was just weird, that one.
Can't just do one. Maybe they just they're stepbrothers.
No, I'm pretty sure that there's actually an interview. There's actually an interview before the movie came out where the guy says to the two actors playing Johnny and Sue, where he brings it up. He's like, well, how does this work? Your characters are brother and sister, but look at you two. And they look at each other and they're like, yeah, fuck knows.
Yeah.
We don't know. I never watched that one. I've seen the bits of it on TV, but I never watched through that
bits of it as well. You lose me, man. I mean, you lose me at what they did to Doom. I mean, Dr. Doom is like one of the fucking best comic book characters ever made, and they turned him into a computer hacker.
How did you feel about the original Fantastic Four? By original I mean the ones that came out like 2000s, like that and Silver Surfer.
I mean, they were.
I was
Like, they
really
were
young
great.
when they came out.
Yeah, they were okay. They weren't great. They're like nothing exactly like
Chris
like,
Evans,
like,
Chris
like,
Evans as the Human Torch.
yeah, like that you would want to watch again, even with Chris Evans as Human Torch. So they weren't ones that like it was like you could watch them once and be like, okay, I'm done. Like fine, I don't need to watch them again, kind of situation. I think they butchered the Silver Surfer in the sequel.
Oh, they butchered Galactus. They turned him into a cloud.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember is Jessica Alba for various reasons. But I remember the part where she turns invisible and you can see her underwear, and then she takes them off and she's invisible, and it's like, son of a bitch.
It wasn't the second one where they like switch powers or something, or was that the first one?
Yes, that's the second one.
Second one, okay.
Wait. Oh, and I had a really good Stan Lee cameo. Like, you're not on the list, sir. He's like, I'm Stan Lee. Let me in. Like, nope, you're not on the list. Because, but I'm Stan Lee. Not on the list.
I know, I remember that. But I think my favorite Stan Lee cameo is in Iron Man when he's like when Tony's leaving the party. He's like, "What up, like Hugh," or something like that.
Yeah, That's Iron Man.
I think it's the first one. Yeah, I think it's the first one. He's leaving a party and he yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if it's that one or Iron Man 2. It must be the first one. Yeah, surprising that was that long ago.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Hugh and Stan.
That's right. But I think we're gonna start wrapping it up here, guys. For any patrons and channel members that are in the Discord, we will be doing I'll be doing a short hangout. I don't have long because I do have a couple things to do before I get set up for the Geeks and Gamers Mario Kart stream tonight. But I'll let these two wonderful people plug their channels. We'll start with Jade Shadow.
Hello, I am Jade Shadow. I don't exactly plan videos because I go by with whatever news is breaking. But at least now that my class is ending, I will be able to finally get a schedule together for live streams. My plan for this week is to have a live stream for everyone Wednesday evening, probably around 8:30 p.m. Eastern, with the members only one to follow, and then Friday maybe just do a members only live stream because I want to get one set up so that way, for people who are members of my channel, I can finally start delivering the tier rewards that I promised whenever I set up the memberships at this point. So right now, this next week is going to be me figuring that schedule out, as well as nailing down time for if Lethal Lycan could help me getting my Twitch channel set up and figuring out streaming from my PS4 onto Twitch so I can start doing that as well.
Absolutely, I can help with that. You forgot to plug the fact that you'll be twerking for 100 smackaroos.
Like I said, I'll be $100 richer. I mean, I don't care.
No, I need you to say it. We need consent. Say you will twerk for $100.
Need consent? You just want to be able to clip it.
I won't. I swear, I won't.
Uh-huh.
We just need consent for the people in the chat.
Send me $100 super chat. I will twerk. It could be multiple $100 super chats. I will do it each time.
Oh damn! These guys specific. Holy shit!
This bitch is gonna have like $1,000 tomorrow.
I was like, it'll pay for my school. I don't give a shit.
Grand Admiral Adam, what are you going to wear while twerking?
I don't know. My short shorts. I don't know. It's hot here.
Jesus. She's just being
real rich.
I know.
That's what I said. It's like people are like people acting like, oh my god, you said you would do that. I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm fanning myself with like $1,000 from all the super chats.
That's cool. That's cool. I love that. When's the bikini stream happening?
I haven't gotten it yet. I don't even know if it's shipped. I haven't gotten any emails. Supposed to get here anytime between July 22nd and August 3rd. So that's the time frame for delivery that Amazon gave me. So I will see.
There you go. So make sure to check out Jade Shadow and get your hundreds ready. Lethal, what do you got going on?
Let's see. I will be on Twitch later today, just before the gaming. The Geeks and Gamers live stream finishes. Actually, I will be continuing as the Australian Samurai, playing Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, follow me on Twitch over there. I will be doing a live stream on my channel in roughly 13 hours from now. But the one thing I would like to plug actually is, if you guys missed it, I have re-uploaded the Kenzie Taylor live stream over on my live channel. If you guys don't know who Kenzie Taylor is, she is the definitive Captain Marvel, the Triple X version of Captain Marvel from the Axel Braun parody, the good one, the really good one. So go check that out. That'd be fantastic.
That's right. Make sure you guys check that out and go support the Aussie Samurai. But thank you guys so much for being here, being my guest. Thank you to Steph for dropping by earlier as well. Thanks to everybody in the chat, my patrons and channel members. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I put up a Traffic Thoughts video today. For patrons, it's on Patreon, and for channel members, it's on the community tab. But thank you guys for being out here and supporting me as we talk more, as the channel continues to shift kind of where we're going. But it's always fun. I'll always be right here at 3:30 Pacific time every Sunday. But thank you to Lethal. Thank you to Mara. I appreciate you guys. And I will talk to everybody later. Peace.